Beings don't care about laws. If someone wants to murder with enough hate in their heart, they're gonna do it. And they do, all over the world, not just America. Human beings are impulse-driven creatures who require the most time with their parents out of any animal. We need 18 years of training to ensure that we aren't detriments to our society. Because let's be honest, one crazy person can shake up a lot of people's well-beings. And it's not that I want to start today's episode on a grim note, it's actually quite the opposite. I love that there are individuals in this world who have been so moved and hurt by the things that they've seen that they choose to rebel in film. Unsure of where to place their hurt but the silver screen. Millions around the world use horror as a conduit to their own feelings. I know this because I'm one of them, and I imagine you are too. So in spirit of the Once Bitten Twice Shy season, let's hop into the second installment from this booming franchise with a hell of a premise. Boys and girls, without any further introduction, I think it's time to hit the sirens. Here is our take on the Purge Anarchy.
Fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
Boom! Welcome back to the Sloppy Horror Podcast. I am your host and your scary movie companion, Christian Ramey. And back again for another week, clapping them ass cheeks, Mr. Ozark Mark, the best producer in the whole wide world. Ozark Mark, how we feeling down there?
I'm back up in this bitch. Feeling good. It's a special episode right now because it's the episode before Horror Hound Weekend, which I'm sure you're excited about. But, of course, this episode will come out after that's done.
Yeah.
But it's your birthday coming up. And we got a fantastic movie here. Once again, on the Once Bitten Twice Shy season. I believe that's what you call it.
Yeah.
Right?
I
So
hope
this is
everybody's
exciting.
checked their calendars because, I hope everybody's okay after the annual purge that just happened. Oh, hope
What?
you guys are holding up. Look, there's not very often in movies where they give you a date. Like, I mean, I guess Back to the Future and shit where it comes to, fruition, but this was a pretty quick movie. This only came out a couple years ago, so we were counting down to this date. Maybe not checking off the calendar, but when you watch this movie, you're like, oh, that's going to be sometime soon. That's 2023 in March. Well, guess what? It's March 2023. So it's a very accurate movie, suggested to us, by the guy on TikTok, goes by the Purger. He's pretty awesome. But anyways, he's on the Patreon, and he's been begging for this. There's a lot of you guys who've been asking for episodes, so this kind of season is for you guys. That's why I kind of reached out to see what, pull all of you. A lot of you guys have reached out to me with inquiries saying, hey, I want this fucking movie. A lot of people ask me, can I have a movie on this season? And I say, probably, okay? Probably. So, I want to give you guys a synopsis about all this Purge Anarchy because we're talking about the second one, obviously. Once Bitten, Twice Shy, second installment.
Makes sense that we would be doing that one.
But I want you guys to take a moment. Just, breathe it in. Breathe it in. Look to the sky. Look at whatever kind of sky is out there and just be thankful that you're alive. But even more thankful that you're going to enjoy this whole fucking show with zero advertisements. No, boys and girls, I'm not going to sell you razors. I don't really care if you get coupons for anything or sell you pillows or there's all kinds of weird stuff people sell on. Yeah, I've heard all kind of weird stuff people sell on podcasts now.
What are pillows?
Pillows, like for your bed.
Oh, pillows.
Pillows?
I thought you said pillows.
Pillow.
I'm like, what the are pillows?
Pillow.
Pillow.
I get it. I respect everybody's hustle, but I also respect the integrity of this show. And unless it was something that was, jumping out to us as a horror plug, look, we're not doing that. We keep the lights on around here through having a Patreon with bonus episodes. That's patreon.com/sloppyhorror, by the way. But a lot of you guys are on there, very, very cheap, but a nice way to support the show. Get some bonus content for all of y'all. And then I'm just still baffled, fucking flabbergasted. Ozark Mark, he's taken over the merchandise, and he's done such a swell job at that. So we also have that out there for all you guys who want to support the sloppy horror and let everybody know you are also a sloppy horror. And you can find that, in our link tree. We have all of that. Then also, underneath our YouTube videos, the merchandise pops up. So, yeah, that's what I got for you guys. And that's all the ads you'll get.
Wonderful. So, where were we here? Oh, yes. The synopsis. I need to know what this movie is about.
Look.
Give me the summary. If I'm looking at the VHS tape right now, this is what you're going to tell me.
Look, I don't think I've seen all the Purge movies, because there's quite a few of them now.
I don't know how many there are.
Same, so I can't say for definite. I didn't remember if I had seen this one until I caught back up, and I had. So I was like, okay.
When did this movie come out?
2014.
That's sadly a while ago now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what, 9 years? Right? 9 years.
We're old now.
Yeah.
Oh, man, take a look at my life. So,
My back. My neck. My thigh.
that's exactly how I feel. So, this kind of same premise as a lot of the Purge movies. We have people, if you're unfamiliar with what the Purge is, in this new form of government in America, the government allows people to commit whatever crime they want, including murder, for 24 hours. It's like a holiday every year.
It's 12 hours.
It's 12?
It's 12 hours. I thought it was 24 hours too, but then it was for 12 hours.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's 12 hours.
So you're allowed to purge for 12 hours, all right? And you could do whatever you want, all right? You want to kidnap people in an alleyway, put your toe in their butt? You can. That's probably what I'd be doing. People wouldn't walk down my alley.
I don't want to walk down your alley either.
That's just what I'm doing.
I would break into a Chuck E. Cheese and steal all the tickets.
Oh, yeah.
And then come back the next day and finally get that big prize that no one's ever gotten.
Mm-hmm. That's dedication there, and that's an honest man's work. So, and it's legal.
Yeah.
But for 12 hours, anything goes. Takes place in Los Angeles. We have a few characters going on here. I don't want to mess up any of their names here, so forgive me as I pull up my list for Purge Anarchy as far as characters.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me. I ain't trying to be all crazy. All right, so we have a few main characters, but I would say, would you say Leo is the main character, the guy in the car?
Yeah.
Okay, so Leo...
No, the girl.
Ava?
Yeah. They're like both, but I think she's in the entire movie.
So we have Ava and Callie. It's a woman and daughter. Daughter's like teenager or maybe 20.
I don't know.
Somewhere. 13 to 20. You don't know. You don't know. Somewhere in there.
They all look the same at that age anyway.
They're all there. So here's what's happening. You got these people there. Then we got Leo is there. Leo is another main character kind of guy, if you will. His son died in the previous Purge, all right? His son, or no, not in the previous Purge. His son died due to a drunk driver, okay? And his whole mission going out on Purge night is to get the dude who killed his son. But as Leo goes out, he winds up being a hero, saving Ava and Callie because he sees this like SWAT team style crew dragging people out of an apartment. And he sees these girls putting up a fight. He really didn't want to get involved, but as, hero mode took over, he went out and saved them. And then they also tag up with this other couple whose car broke down. They're being chased by these group of people. So we have a group of quote-unquote good guys running from pretty much everybody on the loose in downtown Los Angeles during the Purge. And it's everything you could expect within that, if you're familiar with the Purge franchise. I'm not going to lie. This is a great movie in the sense of there's a lot of action. Visually, it's very fun. It's a fun ride movie. It's fun to watch. It's fun paced. It doesn't feel like it takes too long by any means. So what I can give the Purge Anarchy is this is a great second installment. A lot of times in a franchise, you come out with the part 2. A lot of times people are like, that one sucks. This one follows the tone. If not, raises the bar. So, what say you, Ozark Mark? Have you seen Purge Anarchy before?
Stop. Yeah, I didn't like you. I needed a refresher before I watched it again. I always forget how, like you said, perfect way to describe it is a fun ride movie. There's some scary elements about it, but I think it's a very interesting concept because everybody has an answer of what they would do if this actually happened.
Yeah.
And it's also based on present day, basically. It's very believable that this could end up happening.
Yeah.
So you can make an unlimited amount of these movies if you really wanted to.
That's true.
You can make another movie of somebody else's experience and just have it going on and on and on. And all different situations, it's endless. And people are never going to get tired of this type of movie. It's interesting. Because really, I mean, honestly, if you really thought about it, the main question that everybody asks each other when talking about this movie is, what would you do if the Purge was real? So I'm curious, what would your plan, be honest, what would your plan be if the Purge was real?
I need to know all of the legalities of the Purge as an American citizen, because what I would do is I would just close up shop, set up shop, close up shop at, whatever, lock up, have like the barricades, and I would just leave the country. I would just go to Europe. Just go to Europe for that day. Go for the weekend. And then okay, your place might get raided, but if you're really smart and put it in either a bank and some kind of vault, or you take some shit with you, or you just maybe in a Purge style world you don't collect as many valuables in general. Maybe it's more cash based than it is gold bars and diamonds and jewels. Maybe that would change that because people can come get your shit, So it depends if I'm allowed to leave the country. Now, if there's laws as an American citizen where you're not allowed to do that, I would get farm. Definitely farm, middle of nowhere on a hill. I mean, if you're going to win any kind of battle, you need the high ground, okay? So not only that, I'm building somewhat of a fortress. Think of a castle fortress. Not only am I going to build a wall, I'm going to have a moat. And I'm just going to have spots where we can see through the wall and we can just blast you up. And there's all kinds of sensors and mines and all kinds of shit upside the hill. And really, you got the high ground and enough artillery, no one can stop you. It would be quite simple. Unless somebody's coming with a military, no one's going to get you. If it's just some thugs, so to speak, no, bro. You going to march up this hill while I'm shooting at you? No. And then, how you going to make it out there? How you going to know? I would have two different places. A home wherever normal shit was, but then I would have a place with zero populace. Some Herschel from The Walking Dead type shit. Mm-hmm. It's if you're coming out here, dog, and I need a spot on a hill.
Oh, yeah, so you can see anything that's coming.
Either that or you need an ocean place with a cliff.
You wouldn't even really need that. I mean, you'd be out in the middle of nowhere, basically. And it seems like it's more geared towards city areas that people go to. Because that's where the valuable stuff is anyway.
I guess
people go.
The main question I would ask you, Mark, if you were in a situation like this couple, the couple that we referred to before the Purge started, this couple had a run-in with one of these face-painted guys and kind of creeped him out, but it was right about to start, but they got in their car and they started to head out. But they cut some shit in their car, so their car fucked up, and pretty much essentially as the Purge was starting, these people were downtown Los Angeles. My question to you, Ozark Mark, if you were put in this predicament, what would you do?
So, my car dies on a bridge. Mm-hmm. Right in downtown LA. Mm-hmm. The people that did it are following me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Run. Obviously, that's the only thing you can do is run. Hopefully, I would be able to hide at a place for a certain amount of time to where, after a battle went down and they left, hopefully someone left behind a gun. or some kind of weapon first, because I need a weapon first. So I'd try and find somewhere to hide, wait till a battle goes down, and then keep moving. Get a gun and keep moving and moving until I get out of the city. Hopefully try and steal a car, but it's downtown LA, so probably not. But
yeah, you could probably hide in like a drain pipe or something.
Something. There's got to be something.
You just hide.
Yeah. Just hide. Just wait.
We'll wait this
Just
one
wait.
out.
Just wait. Just wait. Oh, there's a battle right above me. Okay, they don't know I'm here. They drove off. There's a couple of dead bodies there, but one of them left a gun. Got it. Then I'm on my way. But yeah, that's what I would do in that situation. What else can you do? You can't fist fight four or five dudes with weapons. Can't do that.
No.
You know, what else would you do?
I would go for a high-rise building.
No, not really, because they were raiding buildings.
They were raiding apartment buildings. I'm saying like the tallest skyscrapers downtown. Like I'm, once again, going for that high ground because you know there's going to be snipers up there.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like there is essentially probably like 110-story buildings there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go find me on the 63rd, hidden under a cubicle desk? I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like that, there's so much space to cover in a large building like that where you're just like, you could pull some diehard shit crawling through the air vents.
Well, first you gotta try and get in the building first. That's the issue. It seems like they did a really good job of locking down all the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably got the it's a purge world, so they probably got the steel gates going down everywhere.
You think they got them on the second-story windows?
No, but how are you gonna get to the second story window?
Grappling hook.
Grappling hook. You don't know how to grapple. There's no way.
Well, we might find a ladder. Okay, but that
Ladder, a 2-story ladder?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You're a clown.
Yeah, you know, it's California, okay?
That's
we're going to
true.
find somebody's truck, and it's going to have a 40-foot ladder in there. We're going to come out, we're going to break in, and then we're going to, you know, board up that window, and it's going to be Die Hard, baby.
Yeah.
But if you could, essentially, I agree with the apartment buildings. They were going through those, but it's like, if you find a large enough, or like even a fucking... you don't want to go to a retail store because people are probably going to, you know, be hitting the fuck out of those. But just find a fucking go to the fucking library. No one's going there.
No, nobody is going to the library. You're
It's
right. That's
free.
good.
It's free.
Nobody's going to go there and steal books.
Yeah, they're free anyways.
I know.
Like, you can go the next day and get it for free.
Why you got to break down the window to get them?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to read Mark Twain so bad?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think everybody's like, keep the libraries, man. So yeah, you go into a library, you could probably sit in there with a cigar, read a book.
Yeah.
No one would probably fuck with you.
No, that's a brilliant idea. A library. Never thought of that. That's a good idea. I like that.
How'd you live? I just hung
So
out
I
in the library.
just went to the library. Nobody knows where they are anywhere. Do you know where your local library is right
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I know there's some around.
I still take the kids to the library occasionally. Rachel does more than I, but
Do
she
you?
will. Yeah,
That's cool. I didn't know they still existed.
they do. People get DVDs and shit from them.
Really?
But yeah, it is cool though. I mean, if you're a reader, but obviously nowadays it's cool to keep them around just because there's such a thing. But it's like, even with college books, people can just go buy them used on eBay or get a cheaper version on Amazon, and it'll just show up to your door in like 2 days.
Yep.
So that's what a lot of people do.
Right.
If you got into the college book world, that's what you do like that's what I would do if I was purging. I would do dumb shit. Like I would be like, you know what? Well, I would be doing some Trailer Park Boys shit. Like we're gonna steal. I'm trying to get 500 cartons of cigarettes, and we're gonna sell these. You know, it's some dumb shit, right? Or you know, like I just said, you know, you got to think outside of the box, and you know your strategies of what you're trying to get. Go to the library, or go to the college bookstore and steal all the college books and then sell them to students. And even if you're selling them for cheaper, like you don't have to up it and you know scalp them, you sell them for $3 cheaper, help out the college students, you know, and then you make a fuckload of money because it's all profit.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'd be doing dumb shit like that. You got to think of the weird shit that's really expensive.
And that nobody's thinking of.
Yeah, because people are thinking jewels. Now, if you think about it, yeah, a little ring this big can cost a couple grand, which is weird to think. It can cost more than a car.
Yeah.
You know, something this big. Mm-hmm. They did not always fuck with you. So, like, little things could cost more than big things.
Yeah, but I'm sure, again, in a Purge world, that would have been locked down. Like, they went, in the movie, they go through the business district, and there's nobody there. Like, banks, everything are sealed up. Like, they know. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't think the college bookstore is going to be, sealed up.
Yeah,
So
but
good.
even if, like, we can get in this motherfucker, like, if it's a world where they make security measures, there is YouTube and TikTok videos showing people how to get around this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no matter if there's a key or if there's a lock, it can be picked.
Right.
Like, kind of deal. I mean, them dudes were coming with buzzsaws, just cutting doors down.
Yeah.
So I think, you got to think of some weird, dumb shit. I'm going to go to the local pool store and steal all the fucking salt and chlorine and shit and just, like, come to families like, yo, I got this shit on the low. The Purge, I got you. What you need, pool salt? Look, you go down to Tony's. They're going to charge you $20 a bag. I'm going to give this shit to you right here, 16, all right? And I'm going to drop it off. Fuck Tony.
Yeah.
And then you could just be hitting casual licks throughout life. Like, you're not big time in it, but you always got, gas in your tank and food in your fridge. You always got.
Yeah, I would do something dumb shit. I would pick out like a dealership, a car dealership that's not near the city, like off the highway or something, like where there's like nobody around, right? I would go in there and I would figure out who I need to kidnap to bring them there and make them make them give me a car legally. So if I go there, say it's the demon Charger that I want, right? Mm-hmm. $90,000 car. Kidnap him, bring him to the dealership or her, gunpoint. Say, hey, see that car out there? I need you to put it all in my name that I own this car. So that way, and then take him back. So then that way, after the Purge is done, I legally own this car and didn't pay for it.
Did you like dude's car in this?
No, I don't like the Chargers.
But it was bulletproof.
I did like how he bulletproofed it, though.
Yeah, like I didn't mean like the model per se, but like his tough, like the kit he had on it per se. Like I thought that looked pretty mean. Like it was a cool looking car.
Yeah, it did look pretty mean. I wish, there's a way that you could do that in real life. Well, I'm sure you can, but make it like better than that.
Yeah, I mean, he still took a bullet to his car. I mean, it got a hose of his, but saved their lives.
How did it not burst one of the tires, though? You know what I mean? I feel like if a dude's back there with a big
he might have had rubber
gun,
tires.
Maybe. That's a good way. Yeah, could have.
Like them president tires.
Could have.
Yeah, that was fun. So even further into the synopsis, so these people kind of get saved by Leo, correct? That's the guy's name?
Yeah.
Leo. So Leo saves these guys, and they just keep going into a bunch of predicaments, and Ava lies to Leo and says, look, if you can get me to my friend's house, she'll give you her car so you can go. And that ended up being a lie, but Leo gets him there, but he understands. She has a daughter, they're just trying to be alive and get there safe, but they end up fucking getting, shit ends up going down there, so they have to leave. They end up getting kidnapped by those people that were chasing the couple in the car. And they sell them to some people, to these rich people. You find out how the rich people purge. They either buy, sometimes somebody will sacrifice themselves, like a poor person. That's what Ava's dad did for them. Pretty much let a bunch of rich people kill him so that they get money. Their family gets money.
Yeah, he did that for, I think it was $100,000.
For each of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever. But then there's also, if you guys are familiar with Rob Zombie's 31, that's what I thought of. A situation where it's these people get to hunt the other people while a bunch of rich people watch, and you get to auction on them. So it's like Hostel and 31 thrown together. And it was, I don't know. It's semi-believable, but, the thing is, people can do that already. The thing with the law which is strange, is people are going to do what they want to do regardless. But I think people want to be caught when they're that sociopath. Like when they're fucking off their rocker. You know, they say killers want to be caught generally. They want the fame or the infamy, if you will. I think if you're a person going to that extreme, like you would want to do it in everyday life. Like you wouldn't just like if you're in a system where you have a Gatling gun in the back of a semi truck, you know, and you're just opening up and just, you know, just laying out people. What's stopping you from going a little nutty on the other 364?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, all those semi trucks driving around, I think, were the government actually.
yeah. I mean, I understand the premise of like allowing like the one day to get it out of your system. I don't know how many people would be okay with, you know, death in front of them. You know, like to actually, I think there would be some craziness in the streets, but like, I don't want to walk through Southside Chicago downtown at 1 p.m. through an alleyway. Anyways, like, I don't want to do that anyways. So it's like, I don't want to walk through Los Angeles in the middle of the night downtown through an alleyway regardless. Like you can, so it's like, I'm not saying every day is the purge, but I'm saying those people that want what they want, they're going to take what they want when they, you know what I mean? I doubt these people are smart enough to come up with like, well, I'll just save all, you know, I'll say, get a bunch of money at the purge and I'll ration it throughout the year so I can like, no. Crazy people are crazy anyways. Like this shit people are dying anyways. So maybe this would be an exercise to get it out of their system, but I think really this might be, you know, I don't know what the underlying theme or the crux or message behind the purge is, but it probably comes from a place of just America is a very, you know, safe place and a lovely place, but at the same time it has its places that aren't great, like anywhere in the world, but it's just interesting, you know, it's interesting. You know, everything's layered on it. It's a big argument with our country a lot, you know, gun rights, things like that, whatever. And I think it all plays on that. I think it's just I don't know. They're fun movies in that. Like it's a definite fun what if, or like, would you want this, or would you think it's cool? I'm interested to hear people's answers. Not like crazy people.
It would just, that's the thing about it. I guarantee you it would be split down the middle 50-50. Mm-hmm. Just like how election time is, how politics are in this country, everything. There would be some people for it, some people against it. There's going to be some people like, I don't really care about it at all.
Do you remember Hostel 2?
Yes.
You remember, so there was like the real like, almost like high school gym coach guy, and then he talked his buddy into coming with him, and his buddy was all kind of nerdy. But then when it came down to business, the nerdy dude turned into a fucking psycho killer. And the gym coach guy, when he hit that girl in the head with the saw, he like freaked out. He was like, ugh. Like, I feel there would be a lot of people that would be like that.
Yep.
I don't know if it would be just all out murder. I do think there would be some murder for sure. But I feel like, for example, like if somebody saw us stealing all the college books and then we saw somebody else stealing all like the shit from Starbucks, I think we'd just give each other the...
Yeah, I don't think it would be as violent as this movie persuades, but of course, I mean, that would be boring then.
Yeah.
That's what makes the movie is death.
There's some great shots, man. I remember when the city bus was rolling down the street in the background on fire. It looked cool as fuck.
Yeah, and that's just like literally a second of the movie, but it's cool. I like that shot a lot.
The movie, yeah, visually, it's awesome. It really is. It is like an action movie in that regard. But definitely a horror, it's got horror elements to it for, you got people in masks with weapons, all right? That sounds like horror. They're chasing people down, very suspenseful, and they do fucking kill a lot of people.
Sounds like horror.
Yeah, so there's like
it's at night. Sounds
yeah.
like horror. Okay, and you got people like selling people and auctioning them. That's scary as fuck too.
Yeah, and like kind of like a realistic thing you can wrap your mind around. That's not a dream demon or like a...
People probably think, I guarantee you there's a place in the world where people already traffic people and sell them.
Yeah, so that's a thing happening even in our country, bro.
Yeah.
Like, so it's fucking creepy. But, okay, Ozark Mark. Out of the bad guys, who had the coolest get up? Who did you think was like, man, all right, I want to rock with those guys?
The dudes in the vans with the masks. I guess the ones that are all painted up and selling people.
Yeah, on dirt bikes and stuff.
Yeah. And then they got like a almost ice cream truck type van. I mean, they had the coolest masks and setup, I guess you would say.
I thought the dumbest was the guys on the school bus, because it's like, yeah, you're going to get mowed the fuck down in a school bus.
Yeah,
it's made out of tin, and it's like the windows are all right there.
Yeah, and it's not fast.
No.
But, I mean, that's scary as fuck, a school bus filled with dudes with guns. Like, I would not want to run into that school bus, but...
No, but like I'm saying in the Purge, I don't know if it's purgy enough. The guys in the semi, those guys were fucking organized.
Yeah, that was government shit. They figure out, because they're tapping into all the traffic cameras and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But wait. Whoa. Hold the phone. Wait. Hold on. We got to go somewhere and learn some things, if you know what I'm saying here. Boom, welcome to the What Do You Know here. This is a segment here where we're here to tell you something that you may or may not know about this movie here. So, if you're just joining the party, this is how it's going to go down. We're going to tell you things we know about this movie. Now, you may know what we know, you may not know what we know, but if you know what we know, you're going to have a we know gasm. And if you don't know what we know, you're about to find out what we know, and you're about to have a we know gasm. So we know gasms for everybody here. We do not shy, we love to share. Now, speaking of which here, don't you tell me something that you may or may not know about this movie, The Purge, Anarchy.
You want me to tell you stuff?
Otherwise known as The Purge 2.
Look, that's funny that you said that. The Purge 2. Because technically speaking, this movie is the second Purge movie. But chronologically, it's the third movie. There's another movie comes out and it's, in between these.
What?
Yes.
So the movie that's in between these came out after this one?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
That's confusing.
Very confusing.
How are you going Okay. Well, that is something, my friend, that I did not fucking know here.
Now we know.
Now we do know.
Now we're educated, you know?
Yes.
We can move forward as intelligent men.
It's always good to move forward.
Yeah.
It's better than moving backwards. You can't see where you're going.
No.
Nope.
What? No.
Nope.
You got some facts
I
about
got
this
a
movie?
fact. I have
okay.
a fact because, that's how many facts I can remember at a time.
Factual.
One at a time. One at a time, like sitting on a dime, if you understand what I'm saying.
I do. It's not a crime.
Let me tell you here. So, the guy who played Leo, okay, the actor, his name in real life is Frank Grillo. Mm-hmm. Just like that. So,
that's his name.
That's
Frank Grillo.
Frank Grillo Manillo Jenkins. So, he loved the car so much. The Charger that he was driving that was all bulletproofed out and stuff and looked kind of like mean, like leather.
The car looked angry.
It did look
It looked
angry.
like the stairs the WWE, wrestlers walk on when they go up to the ring. It's got the little diamond print on there.
It does look nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But he loved the car so much, he tried to offer to buy the car.
How much they sell it to
I
for?
don't know. I don't know. Because you know why? Because they didn't. Because, they didn't let him buy the car. He offered to buy it, but they did not sell him the car.
They didn't sell the car.
No, what are you going to do with the car? What's wrong with the car? Why are you not selling the car? What are you going to do with that car? I don't know.
They need it for further pages.
Fire the Purges.
You gotta keep the purge alive.
I guess so.
Whoa.
Why don't you get another call for that? But whoa, that's a fact. In fact.
I saw a guy, last purge. He had his whole face painted.
Uh-huh.
He's walking down the street like a fucking madman. Whole time I sat inside, I watched Seinfeld, no problem. I look out there, I see this fucking guy. He's all painted up like the ultimate warrior.
He's painted up like a...
He's running up and down the street.
What would you do if there was a mob in the Purge dressed up as old wrestlers?
I would ask if I can join.
Yeah, that would be a cool group.
I'd cut a promo. You know, I would... You're gonna stand down there as the champion. You know, they'd be like... You know, they'd reciprocate that. They'd be like, this guy's cutting a promo. They would know. You know, you gotta point a lot, and you gotta say crazy, outlandish shit.
Yeah.
Last time you came around this street, you said you was the best, but I'm gonna tell you something right here. You're not the best, because I'm up here on the 4th floor, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take you from the bottom all the way to the top and bring you right back down. That's how wrestling promos are. They don't make any sense.
No, but it made sense to me, so thank you. That's great. I love that. This is good. This is good. Do you know any more facts about this movie here? Huh? Do ya?
No.
Good. Good. That's good.
No more
I think that's enough. Sometimes we come with more, but two's all you need.
It's all you need.
Two's all you need. How many Oreo cookies do you like to eat at a time? 2.
8.
How many chips do you grab at a time? 2. Think about
Handfuls.
it. Handfuls. Do you do the scoop and release, or like, you know, the crane where it comes and you go in and you drop it?
Sometimes a little of both. Depends on the shape of the chips. You know, you get down to the bottom, you gotta start craning them in. You know, you get the crumbs all over, but it's a thing you do. You know, when you're hungry, you don't feel great after, but it's something we all do. You like the chips when they're all intact because you feel like you're being healthier because you can count how many you're eating. Towards the end, you probably eat 17 chips. They're just all fragments, fucking stabbing your gums. They work your way down your
Especially
esophagus.
the Ruffles. I love the Ruffles wavy classics.
Oh, yeah.
But that does make sense. You always get full chips, then you start getting to the bottom of the bag, and then it's like a free-for-all down there.
I tell you what's good. Funyuns.
I love Funyuns, especially the Flamin' Hot Funyuns.
Nope.
Oh my god.
Those are good.
You don't like the Flamin' Hot Funyuns?
No, I like those. I just like the regular ones better.
Oh, I love regular ones though. They go good on anything. With
Sandwiches?
Anything. Yeah.
Gotta get
Great.
us some sandwiches.
But you gotta be careful though. They will cut the roof of your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting out of line here. We're
If
going
you
all
pour
over
them in a
the place.
bowl with some milk,
That's disgusting. That's fucking gross. I'm adding that to the list of the random food items that we're gonna get somebody to do. Funyuns with milk.
Like,
We'll make it with like almond milk or something.
skim milk.
Ugh.
Oh.
Strawberry milk. Nobody loves strawberry milk. Disgusting.
I like
anyway,
strawberry
look,
milk.
that's all the facts we know. We gotta go here.
Mark, would you invest in any kind of special weapons if the purge happened?
Yeah.
If you lived where you live right now,
Mm-hmm.
okay, nothing were to change about your life, but let's say you had what would you do? Would you have a security system on the home? Would you own more weapons? What would you own a particular type of weapon?
Oh, I'm sure there would be more. There would definitely be more weapons. As far as guns, I would have. If it's a purge situation, I would have one of every kind of gun. I would have a rifle, assault rifle. I would have a pistol, obviously, a shotgun, and probably, I don't know, like a kind of like a sniper, kind of longer range weapon with a scope on it. I would have every single weapon.
You know what else would be underrated? 15 chihuahuas. Okay, they're not gonna do any damage, but nothing's getting fucking close to your house.
Clearly not.
And you don't ever know. Like a pack of chihuahuas, you're not gonna know what all kind of dogs are in there. You're just gonna hear a lot of fucking dogs.
First of all, if I was purging and I had to pick a house, I'm not picking the house with 15 chihuahuas.
Yeah, and especially if it's boarded up and you just can't see. You just hear 15 chihuahuas.
You're like, no.
This
That
is
would
not...
probably be a very weird and disturbing sound, because one chihuahua is loud.
Yeah,
You get 15 of them? Ugh.
Yeah, throw a couple shih tzus in there, just a couple of those little fuckers. You know, you wouldn't be able to handle that. You wouldn't be able to.
I would grease up my entire house like they do with the poles after like Super Bowls. I would just grease my entire house. Nobody can get in. It's too slippery. You'll slipe right off the house.
Unorthodox strategies, like, look, I'm going to keep a pot of boiling water all night. If somebody breaks in, I'm going to throw boiling water at them.
I would rig my house like Home Alone.
Right.
I'd have like the heated up door handle. All kinds of crazy stuff. Paint cans with ropes at the top of the staircase.
That's a good number 2 as well. I might like Home Alone Lost in New York more than I like Home Alone 1.
It's hard. I mean, obviously the Home Alone movies are based on the pain and agony that Marv and Harry go through. And I think number 2 is pretty worse. Dude. More intense. Especially the brick scene.
Bro.
My God.
That was... I don't care how old I get. I guess, I don't know if it's a maturity thing or what. I can't not laugh at that movie. I don't care what happened that day. I could be having a horrible day, and I try to be like, fuck this is a kid's movie. He's just... like,
It's nailed in the head with a brick every time.
And you give him, you would die.
Oh, yeah.
You would have...
You're dead. Like, your skull is crushed. Your brain is fucked up. You're done.
And he just takes
Come on, Marv. You don't have any more bricks.
How many fingers am I holding up? I feel like Marv and Harry would be out purging.
Oh, for sure. What do you mean?
Yeah, they would
They're
be
trying to steal stuff as it is.
the sticky bandits, baby. They're out.
The wet bandits. You're just on top of your roof just throwing bricks at people. Man. Cool.
Covering like your basement with paint and like hooking electricity up to the sink. Just all kinds of things.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Eating mac and cheese pizza. I mean, I'm down for that.
Yeah, for sure.
That movie gave me a false hope that I would be able to escape, the reality, because they would have just killed that kid.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I tell you, one of the most, while on topic, could you imagine walking up the stairs and somebody swinging a paint can tied to a rope from the ceiling and blasting you in the fucking face? Bro, speaking of murder, bro, those are so hard to watch. Like, as an adult, you know how bad that would hurt. Like, there's just a gauge, because it's not so animated where they shoot them with, like, a cannon and even... No, but if you got blasted with a can of paint in the face... Ow. Bro, especially Dude. Hanging from a string that's, like, got some
velocity to it.
Bro.
Dude, the worst one is in the second one. He does, like, a big lead pipe. Oh, my God. You're destroyed.
Uh-oh.
You're destroyed. You're gone.
And they eat them all to their... Harry gets, like... He opens up the fucking door and a whole tool cabinet, like a whole tool bag falls on his head. Just ratchets and... Like, ow. You should just set that up with one tool, but like on your dad, you know what I mean? But not as high for murder, but just like a ratchet falls on his head from 2 feet, just fucking.
Dude, yeah, like a foot and it hits you, it hurts. Like, can't imagine that.
You'd be making them Joe Pesci noises. Yep, they'd be out purging 100%. Okay, here's a situation, Mark. Here's a situation, Mark. If you were fucking really rich, like I'm saying, you've got $700 million. What are you doing on Purge night? Are you doing weird purgy parties, or are you just like locking down?
I would go somewhere on vacation that week.
Another question I want to bring you.
Straight. I mean, that's it. I would just go on vacation somewhere.
What are the laws of the water? Because like, if we have a yacht, or like, what are cruises doing? Like, can I just like, how does this work?
It's only in America.
Right. So like, if
international waters don't count.
So can I go fucking sailing for a day?
Yeah.
You and me just go on a fishing trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. We avoid the purge for a night, and then we come back.
You see pirates pulling up and shit. Like,
we're not in America.
No. You like change your flag.
Whatever you guys are. But yeah, I mean, the purge is easily avoidable. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, even if you're poor, like, and it takes place with like an average American characters here. They're not rich. They're just regular people. all you got, it's very easy to get away. You know, so it's very easily avoidable if you don't want to participate. Now,
As you are right now, would you participate or would you lock up and shelter? If
I would participate. I wouldn't be going around like murdering people. I would avoid like major cities and downtown areas or major populace. But like again, I think the best idea I've heard from like was yours is just find something that nobody is thinking about and where nobody is that's somewhat of value and just take it. Of course, be armed in case like. But then again, I think it's if this were to happen in a society today, I don't think it would be as violent as it would be in the movies.
No. There's already violence in the world, and it's just like violent people are going to be violent regardless. Like they don't need a 12-hour, weekend pass, so to speak. They don't need a liberty pass. So I really think it would just make some creative, criminals in regard to
Right.
what they're taking, which would really be cool, For example, like, after the Purge, you just come back to the new episode of Sloppy Horror, and it's like, wow, they got some more horror VHSs and new mics.
Oh yeah, I'd go to like
Guitar Center.
or what is it like an IT World or something that has all this stuff. Like, oh, they got a new computer, new stuff, and all that stuff. Kind of, I guess, like a Best Buy to you people. I don't know. That's the thing. You never know. Those places are probably steeled up. So a lot of places are probably steeled up. So you got to go to the places that can't afford to be steeled up.
But a low populous city, I just don't know. Like, you'd have to go to like a redneck city, right? And like hit the techiest place because it's like they're hitting Bass Pro Shop. They're taking the guns. They're taking the fucking fishing poles.
Yeah.
Like Bass Pro Shop, it's pretty much a race to the door.
Yeah, any place that sells weapons or anything, that's a race to. But like, just odd stuff nobody's thinking about. Absolutely.
Did you see that shit like back in the pandemic when weapon prices or like when ammo prices went up?
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass.
It was, but wasn't it funny to see they had this video of like the doors opening at a Bass Pro Shop and they put the Walking Dead music, these people were like running in like and they were not organized at all.
Somebody did that with a toilet paper thing. It's just people there was a pallet of toilet paper that came out and then people were just fucking grabbing and they were doing it slow too and they put that sound of music behind it.
It works though, man. It's funny.
Does. Well, let's find out more things about this movie. No, we already fucking did that. What's the other thing that we do? Oh yeah, we gotta rate the movie.
Grade it?
Sloppy horror rating, baby, yeah! Hey yo, welcome to the one and only Sloppy horror rating system.
We've made it.
That's right. So, this is what's gonna go down. Mr. Christian Ramey, your horror nerd person himself, has created a rating system for the horror movie. And it's pretty accurate, pretty ideal, gives you a best score for what you're going to get. So, if you are not familiar with what we're about to do here, I'll guide you through it. But we're basically going to do this in a series of 4 categories. 3 categories worth 3 points. Last category is worth 1 point for a total of
10 points altogether.
That is correct. So let's get into the first category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is casting. Casting.
Speaking of casting, I'm upset that we've made it this far into the episode, and I haven't mentioned my boy, all right? You know who my boy is? Michael Kenneth Williams, all right? He was the black guy that came at the end that saved them, like that leader guy of that little organization. Michael K. Williams, he passed away 2021, and I think it was, I think it was like drug related, which is kind of sad. It's sad, because that guy was awesome. He did a great character inside of fucking Boardwalk Empire. Loved him in that. He was in The Wire as well. That guy's just a great actor, like fucking phenomenal. But honestly, Frank Grillo, there's quite a few great actors in this movie. No performances were over the top, but I think this could sit probably at a 2 pretty comfortably.
Yeah. Reason being is because also they didn't make any famous actors in this one. Like you recognize some of them, but most of them are unrecognizable. So that's good. I don't think this movie would be as good as casting if you had a superstar cast or famous actors in it.
I agree. Like The Rock was in it or something.
Yeah, I don't want to see the fucking Rock in it like that. No, like people like that. In the first one, I think they had the main guy is the guy who plays in Training Day. I forget his name, but that was the only superstar in like the first one, I think. So it's good that you have like one kind of semi-known actor in it, and then the rest are just no names that you probably haven't heard before. So it works. It works with that. They'll do a great job. 2 it is. So that's 2 out of 10 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the second category here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is kills.
There's a lot of them.
There is a lot.
A lot of bullets.
Yeah.
A lot of wide variety of bullets. Let's see.
Stabbings.
Some stabbings, some beatings. I don't know. What are you thinking, Ozark, Mark? On kills.
Let's figure out what makes the kill category the kill category. So we have quantity. What's it in variety? Let's see. Bunch of shooting, guns, stabbings, and that's about it. Those are the main kills. Shootings, stabbings.
Okay.
So there's a lot of that. So not very good in variety. There's people getting shot on all the time on action shows on TV. We're used to seeing shootings and stabbings. People getting shot, people getting stabbed. We're used to that.
Nothing too personal. But I'm feeling, just because there's so many of those, I would say it's would you say a 2?
No, I'd say I'd say a 1.5.
Okay,
Because 1.5 because the majority of the movie is killings.
Okay.
But you only see shootings and some stabbings.
That's fair.
You can get that anywhere. You get that in every action movie. You get that in Marvel movies. Like you get that everywhere. So there's nothing too creative or horror-like of it, but it's definitely a lot there.
No lies are detected.
No. Exactly.
3.5 thus far.
Yep, 3.5. Just fuck me up with that. 3.5 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get to the final 3-point category here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. That is fear.
Now, I was thinking about this category the most out of any of them, and I really thought this one would also be a 1.5 because it's like we don't have a purge, but the things that these people are doing as far as being trafficked or like hunted and like it's not a monster. It's not a supernatural demon or a beast. These are people, and this is some like people shit going on, and this is some people with money versus people without money. So this is some kind of, almost human extermination shit. So there's not a lot of people trust their government. Kind of regardless where you live. So there's just a baseline fear that I think is there. I do think it would be a 1.5 because it's just so suspenseful and engaging, and it is a ride of a movie. Like you do want these people to escape. So, I don't know. What do you think, Mark?
Well, I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah. This gets a 1.5 because, one, this is based on something that we don't have, but it is something that could happen. Everything in this movie has probably happened already somewhere in America. There's probably a semi with a gun in the back of it. Even going that crazy at some point.
Oh, yeah.
But you got the human trafficking. This is all very believable stuff. It's a reflection of where we think society's going on. Just the fact that it's fear because it can happen. That always makes something more scary than a monster. So, I think this causes a lot of anxiety, suspense, uncomfortableness because it makes you think of what you would do, and it's, scary. It's fucking scary.
It's fucking scary.
It's fucking scary. So that is 4.5 so far here on the sloppy. No. 3.5 plus 1.5 is 5. Right. 5 out of 10 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the final 1-point category for half a point each here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is rewatchability.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'd definitely rewatch this. I would 100%. It's a fun movie. It doesn't feel. It's not boring. It's not too long. Pretty quick. If somebody had this on, I wouldn't be like, change it. I would definitely watch this again. 100%.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting. It's very rewatchable. Always interesting story. It's not something you also have to pay attention to that much. You can come in and out of this at all time, and I think that makes a movie rewatchable because you can watch any part at any time and be entertained by it.
Yes,
Like
it has that action element of that.
Yeah,
where it's
you could watch the first raid and then them getting saved, and then walk away and then come back and then watch the gladiator scene where they're in there trying to get hunted down or whatever. You know, you can pop in and out. You don't have to follow it too much, so I think that makes it very rewatchable. So that is a total of 6 out of 10 for the Purge 2 Anarchy here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating.
That's very nice.
Stamped and branded right on that ass. It's official, like a referee with a whistle.
You know, I'm kind of upset because I don't have the best knowledge to know. I don't know. Can we just hit the button? I missed you, mister.
Mr. Rollsock. Tell him if they're old enough to watch that scary stuff. For the parents who will give up.
I just, you know, we haven't covered a Purge yet movie. We haven't covered one yet, and I think there are a lot of people, because there's some movies we recommend. I know some people just won't watch. Some people don't watch old classic horror movies, which I'm not mad at. Like, I mean, different strokes, different folks. But this is a newer movie that people will most likely watch if they haven't seen this before after listening to the episode. If they've got younger ones, Ozark Mark, what age do you think would be appropriate for a young one to watch this movie? There was no rapey stuff, was there? Like, I don't remember, like, any rape.
No, it's insinuated, like, the neighbor comes in and tries to, like, licks her face, but he doesn't describe anything. He just, like, it's very implied. I don't know, like 12, whatever the age of when they understand that it's not real. Okay, whatever age that may be, because kids imitate things all the time, so you don't want them out there playing Purge and shit like that.
No, I feel like if your boys are watching like war movies already, they'll probably handle the Purge movies.
Yeah, probably like 11, 12, 11-ish, right then and there, just when like they're ready to see this type of stuff.
I'm gonna watch it with my 12-year-old son tonight and see if it fucks him up.
Okay.
All right,
Well, good.
I'll get back with the results, everyone. I'm testing my kid out for science. Watch it now, son.
This is for science. But there you go. So that's what I would recommend. I mean, you know, it's just a violent movie.
There you go.
Just
there
violence.
you have it.
And violence isn't even that the thing anymore. There's violence everywhere. What's the big deal here? Everybody watches violence every day.
Yep. So there you have it. 11 out of 12 for the age recommendation for kids allowed to watch, you know, the Purge Anarchy. But, you know, that's a lot of fun stuff there. Now, Mark.
Does your shirt say shitty?
It says shitty coolers, and you know.
What?
On the back, it's got Hank Williams Jr. back there. It says Hankin' and Drinkin'. You know, they got a couple different ones for people, but
That's
they make
hilarious.
coolers.
That's awesome. Shitty coolers. I love it. I just noticed that.
They better pay us for a plug
For
after
sure.
this.
I don't care. I don't even care. That's just funny. Like, that's a brilliant name.
That's just a fun time.
I wish this could have been called the Shitty Podcast.
Yeah.
But
She-Walk. Welcome to She-Walk. South Park guy.
it'll never get old. Ever.
It won't. Now, Mark, I know these fine folks, each and every one of these listeners that's made it thus far. I know that they've already subscribed to our YouTube. I know they've liked the video, put a comment down of what they're feeling on this episode. I know all our Apple Podcast and Spotify listeners have rated the show. I know they have, okay? And I know that they're telling all their little horror pals, hey, listen to the Sloppy Horror Podcast now. And that's what they do. And, you know, I appreciate all you guys for doing that. I'm not saying there will be repercussions if you don't, but let's just not find out, okay? Let's just stay on par and keep doing what you're doing. Liking the videos, leaving down ratings and comments, and telling all your friends about the Sloppy Horror Podcast. Because we need that. Without you guys, we're nothing. And you guys, you know, If you get bored, you need some more content from Mark and I. Say you've blown through all these episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
It is. But some bonus stuff. On these Patreon episodes that we have, we're not just talking scary movies. We're talking a little bit of everything. So, and honestly, that's where one of our Patreon members recommended this movie. So, you know, The Purger. It's in his tag name on TikTok. I think it's The Purger 87.
Well, it was a good suggestion.
It was.
I like it.
He's a nice guy. He's very nice. He actually sent me the Kill Her Goats Blu-ray.
He's a nice... Is that the one that you were showing me last night that had all the naked hot girls in it?
Yeah, The Purger 87, by the way. He's on TikTok.
You know what's fucked up about your snap is you were... I could hear you breathing through the entire video.
Oh, yeah.
So it's literally just a grown man going like... the naked women on movies.
That's what it was.
Oh, God.
Dude, it was
I was laughing so hard at that, just hearing you breathing, watching girls naked. It was so funny.
What was happening, bro? Like, it was, there were so many, it was a skin flick.
It really was. I'm like, oh, man.
Yep.
This boy's down here watching porno.
That's what I
He's
fucking
watching
turned
one
into.
of them horny movies.
One of them naughty movies.
Next time, if you guys have a girlfriend or anything, or a significant other that's reading one of those erotic books, just be like, hey, is that one of them horny books?
Is that one of them?
Is that one of them horny shows?
Is that one of them masturbating books?
Is that one of them fapping books? Oh, man. Well, that's great. What an episode this was. This was a roller coaster of a ride. We made it. You made it. But now, unfortunately, we got to go. So, we'll see you next week here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast.
Goodbye.